Hey everybody, looks like everybody's here much quicker than I was ready for, but that's okay. It means I don't have to kill time waiting for everyone to turn up. Hello, welcome all. Oh boy. Looks like everybody important's here. That's not good. Alright, so we've got this 1466. Let's flip over so that we actually have the overhead. We've got this 1466. I actually fixed it up the other day. It wasn't booting properly. It was being slow, difficult and all that. I even went along and put it through the ultrasonic cleaner, and then I realized at the end of all that, when I put it back together, I had no Wi-Fi, and when I went and looked at the job sheet, the very last word it has there is that there's problems with the Wi-Fi. So the first thing I did is I replaced the module. That made no difference, which means, well, we got a problem somewhere. Now, interestingly, it is showing up that it has Bluetooth, so that makes it that's a hint that we need. So anyway, we'll get this all disassembled again. It was obviously just a dry run of me reassembling it for the final time that I have to do it later. Carl Green, Steve, Barry, Rigo, Jim, Lodum, Painter, Rigo. I'm going to miss everybody one way or another here, but yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm not a professional online chatter. Can't keep up with everybody. Hey, Walter. Excellent, Heisenberg. I need your coercion capabilities to ensure that everybody does buy a copy of FlexPV, and they get themselves a free sample of your quality merchandise. Hey, Christopher. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you get a cup of coffee as well, or something. Ah, Pedro's here. Damn you, Pedro. Why are you here? Professional hashtag I scam you is here. If anyone does see Pedro's name or image come up in their chat, if they're ever selling anything, run away. Just run away. He is a professional scammer. He'll steal candy from old ladies. Yeah, it looks like we're running a little dark here on the camera. Oops. We're also running a little drunk. Wow, what have I done? Okay, just give me a moment while I rectilineify this problem. Yes, Pedro, it's definitely your calling. You're a hostile, undesirable, scammy person with no scruples. Okay. John Miller. Oh, the backlight usually dies because of junk, just liquid and stuff like that getting in. That's the primary reason. Either blowing out the driver or getting on the LVDS connector and causing a destruction of the inner line, the inner trace that goes between the output and back to the feedback ball. That's the most common sort of causes. At least the good thing with most backlight faults is that they are usually quite easily repairable, and I for one am very happy to have them. They're pretty good money makers. Better money makers than GameStop shorting. Oh no, I'm docking myself. My business address is on the on the screen. Okay. Alright, so we have a Wi-Fi problem here. What I'm going to do is look at the Wi-Fi power chips, things like that. Yeah, the switching chips, and see what comes up. Have you worked on a 2021 board? 2020 I think, but I don't know about 2021. The most recent I've worked on is a 1958. Matthew Murphy, the cat at work, has a new... Oh, good. It seems to be very friendly. That's excellent. Lewis's subs are going mental. Yeah, Lewis doesn't do board repairs anymore. That's why. He's actually now realised that board repair has a very limited audience potential. But what he's doing now with commercial real estate and stock advisory, well, that's just magnitudes more people to pick from. And his very attractive personality naturally brings in everybody like moths to a flame. Alright, let's see. I need to bring up Flexboard View. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know what he's talking about, it's irrelevant. The point is he gets viewers. Yeah, I mean, that's just like, what, 99.9% of Instagrammers talking about their diets and their regimes, fitness and things like that, so... You don't have to know what you're talking about. That is very much an optional. Hey, Miles. Walter White, telling you about Flexboard View. I would do that, but better off if I just show you instead. Okay. So, we have the problem with the Wi-Fi module. Now, I've tried another Wi-Fi module, and it still has the same symptoms, which effectively... It doesn't 100%, but it mostly eliminates that it's going to be the Wi-Fi module. There's a 1% chance that it could actually be another faulty module, but unlikely. So, we will... have a look at the connector. It's the easiest way to get to where you want to go on the schematic. Now the thing I said is that we do have Bluetooth, so this section here would appear to be working somehow. So I often look at this U3550 as being... it's a common culprit. It gets a bit of junk under it. We'll have a look at that. So all in. David, you're not allowed to jump the gun here, okay? I was already heading there, but I wanted to describe why I was heading there. Otherwise people go, why is he just going straight for the U3550? Why you didn't explain it to us properly? Okay. Let's see. We're just up here. Now you see they put little blobs around the place. That's to try and stop junk getting onto it. So let's have a look if there's any damage there. It doesn't always have to be, but... yeah, see, I mean, that's looking pretty clean. But, to be fair, I did ultrasonic this damn thing, because I thought I'd fixed everything. So what I'll do is I'll put the Wi-Fi module... okay, let's see, there's must have been some liquid damage around there, because you can see that end cap of the capacitor has a little bit of greyness on it. Now suppose we have two choices. We can put in a new chip and just try our luck. Hey, wow, that's got corrosion on it there. I better fix that. I did not see that the last time, and that's not great. Yeah, I'll replace that chip. Might as well have a look, find any others. This is the problem, is even with testing, you can end up missing faults. Alright, so that chip there, it's probably SD related. U3220, Thunderbolt connector. Yeah. That's probably why no one would notice if it was faulty. No, we'll worry about that later, but we will blood mark it to remind us that we need to replace it. So you are blood marked. I find red stands out pretty good for me on these boards. And yeah, we might just go ahead and replace this little 6-legged chip. We should probably do proper diagnostics and testing, make sure we get the enable line and things like that. Actually, I might just do that, yeah. Otherwise there's going to be too many squawkers. Not that I overly care about the squawkers, but it'd be nice to just shut people up for a change. And the cap, well, the cap really, let's see, that's Thunderbolt interrupt VCC. It's not even related to it, and the cap is not actually that damaged. It's just discolored, but it's not actually damaged. Yeah, Travis, that's true. Good luck making anyone shut up. I think the C3550, let's have a look. C3550 from microfarad. Oh, well, we'll have a look at C3550 only because of the fact that it's easy to do quickly even though it's off. I really don't see anything wrong with that. C3550, but we'll do a short circuit test. Let's see, continuity mode please. Hey Nikitanet. Oh, and Andre's here, hello. No, the cyclone didn't get me where we are. Big country. You could have probably half a dozen cyclones and still not be near us. So no trouble with continuity there. If you want to have a look on diode mode. So yeah, no problem there. And squealers are probably going to want to have a look at the cap. I've probably got those reversed. You can use the diode mode in either direction, but often we prefer it this way. 0.57, no dramas there. Okay, just see. Okay, so I'm actually looking to see if SMC Wi-Fi power enable is turned on. See, now that actually could be an SMC fault, which would suck. It means I'd have to do an SMC, which everybody loves, but that doesn't include me necessarily. And that SMC line enable is driven from the non-existent resistor there. SMC Wi-Fi power enable. Okay, so it's driven directly off the SMC. The reason, let me show you what's going on here. Schematic. Okay, the reason why they sometimes do this is during the process of designing these circuits, building things up, or just trying options, they will explicitly enable these facilities. Like in this case, we've got a 10K and it's being pulled directly up to 3v3S4, and that basically just forces it to be on regardless of whatever the SMC is doing. But when they come to the more final stages of development, product release, they no-stuff them and then let the SMC actually handle it directly. And so rather than ripping up the board and taking away all the debugging features, you just leave it there and don't bother putting the resistor in. Let the SMC handle it. There was, as you can see, corrosion up here, and I have cleared it as best I can. But maybe I missed something. Let's see, is there anything Wi-Fi related up here that I missed? Now the main reason why I'm a little bit concerned is due to the fact that although there was that one little smidge of corrosion on the capacitor next to it, it wasn't actually really on that chip. And when you've got a corrosion scenario, you tend to want to stick around with wherever the corrosion is. Anyway, so let's have a look up here. Yeah, no scope cam, sorry. We'll, thermal trip, SMS. I'm just checking current sense, reset. Good. Yeah, none of those have anything to do with Wi-Fi. Alright, we'll power it up and we'll check the enable signal. No, you can't go throwing stuff at me. Okay, so the one right in the middle is the enable. Switch over to volts mode. Use our chipmunk to hold the ground lead. I'm certainly not John Howard. Alright, so we've got nothing on that. Let's... Oh, what the hell is going on there? Ah, my big fat finger was in the way, that's why. Right, plug it in the power. So we definitely got an enable going on there. You can see we've got 3.4. So the chip is being enabled. Oh, sorry, the module's being enabled. What we want to see though is if it actually shuts down at any point. Lots of people had the shoes thrown at them. I think John Howard had one thrown at him over the Gulf War scenario. Steve, yeah, I said there's about a 1% chance that maybe both modules are faulty, but the chances of them both being faulty in the same way is pretty slim. Okay, so by now it would have normally booted, done things. We've still got the enable going, so we can't blame the enable in this case. Which is good in some ways, because it means we don't have to, hopefully don't have to blame the SMC. Alright, so the next step is to see if the switch is doing the switching. And if we are getting power, and the power surprisingly comes up to here through this current resistor, current sense resistor, low ohm resistor, 4-wire sense resistor, you name it, what you like. I'm not going to care. And so we should see a voltage across this. Holy shoot, Komo. Something just ignited on the one side of the MagSafe. Wow. Let's try it again. Alright, so we got voltage. That's a wire hanging in the way there. Yeah, so we've got voltage going to the module as well. So we can't blame that. Which means we can't actually blame that switch, which means we probably don't need to change the switch. So that does actually complicate matters now. So we've tested this. We're getting an enable, we're getting an output. Kind of hard to blame it. So what else have we got? Okay. PCIe wake muxing. Oh boy. No, if it had a broken antenna wire, it would still show up as a device. And that's the problem, it's not showing up as a device. I swear I've dealt with this issue before, come to think of it. Is there connector damage? Possibly. But yeah, I swear I've had this before and I've solved it before. Let's have a look at the connector. And aside from some nasty chunkiness of rocks in there, genuinely does not look like anything that I can blame on that. Oh, sorry. My apologies, I'm a little out of it. Let's go to the microscope. Yeah, the connector is fine. No hints of corrosion in there whatsoever. Yeah, that's a pretty gnarly Wi-Fi module. I'll try a third one. You never know. Like I said, number could be up. Could be 2 duds in a row. These things do happen. Come on. And don't worry, if we solve this one, I've got other jobs to do still. Ouch. I'm just looking for my test. Yeah, I suppose I'll use theirs. Ghosts just walked past my window. Keith, yeah, the mortgage is all done. I'm just waiting for, um, what do you call it? The final solicitor step where they go along and they do the exchange of documents, signings. I don't have to be there, but it's just a thing that the bank and the solicitors do between each other. And once that's done, it's done. And that will be next week. But for all intents and purposes, it is, it's all done on my side. All approved, all signed. And so, now, this time next week, by law, the house will be mine. Mark above. Mark, yeah, the big advantage is the time lag and also the stereoscopic aspect. It doesn't seem like something you would initially care about, but believe me, being able to see what you're working on, the feedback time being, there's no ping lag at all, and that keyboard's not functioning. What's going on here? And then the second thing being that you actually have stereoscopic vision, which does help a lot. Okay, that's not a good sign. Something just happened then. Oh, I think it's my MagSafe playing up. We'll see. Just give it some time to boot up. Now there it goes. Oh no, one of the keyboards not working. I didn't flip it down. I mean, you can to some degree develop a coordinated ability to do the work with the camera and screen combination, but it's never going to be as good as a optical version. Pardon me. Plus, you lose your resolution as well. Your eye is in the range. What is it? 50, 60 megapixels at least. I mean, it's a dynamic sort of resolution. Obviously, your main central vision having a higher density of pixels than the outer vision. But the point is that your camera, even at 1080, you're never going to get close. No, we still don't have Wi-Fi. So no Wi-Fi hardware installed. How frustrating. The trouble with scopes is that they're heavy, and it's just that they're heavy. So you try importing them, it costs you an absolute fortune, and prices are too volatile. Actually, interesting to see what the airport proximity 340. Interesting, it actually reads that one. There's another thing on the schematic somewhere that I recall to do with Wi-Fi, and I just wish I could remember what it is, because I'm pretty sure that's what I had to do last time. Why have I lost all of my... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. My USB crapped out. What a life. Yeah, it looks like we will not have USB activity tonight. To upgrading this workstation that legitimately can handle an obscene number of ports.